Have you ever looked at the price of silver and thought, something just doesn't add up here? You're not alone. For every ounce of physical silver that exists in the world, there are hundreds, maybe even thousands, of ounces of paper silver traded every single day. Let's dive into what this means and why the true value of silver might be far greater than what you see on the ticker. So, what is this paper silver? Think of it like a promise. It includes things like futures, contracts, ETFs, and other financial derivatives. These are essentially bets on the future price of silver, but they don't always represent actual, physical metal being moved around. It's a massive, complex market that allows for huge amounts of silver to be traded digitally. Now, here's where it gets interesting. The sheer volume of this paper trading can have a massive influence on the spot price of silver, the price you see quoted online. When there's a flood of paper contracts selling silver, it can artificially push the price down. Even if demand for real, physical silver coins and bars is soaring. It's like having 100 people selling IOUs for a single apple. It makes the apple seem less scarce than it really is. This creates a disconnect between the price of the paper promise and the price of the actual, tangible metal you can hold in your hand. Many experts argue that this system keeps the price of silver suppressed. Why? Well, it allows for a level of supply in the market that simply doesn't exist in the physical world. This can be frustrating for people who buy silver as a store of value because they see the price stagnate or fall. While the fundamentals, like industrial demand and its role as a monetary metal, suggest it should be higher. Let's step back and look at history and geology for a moment. This is where the story gets even more compelling. Geologically, for every 1 ounce of gold that is pulled from the Earth's crust, miners typically extract about 7 to 8 ounces of silver. It's a natural ratio. Silver is simply more abundant in the ground than gold, but not by a huge margin. If we look back through history, for thousands of years, the price ratio between gold and silver often hovered somewhere between 10 to 1 and 20 to 1 in ancient Rome. It was around 12 to 1 in the United States. Now, fast forward to the present. What's the gold to silver ratio today? It's often floating around 80 to 1, 90 to 1, or even higher. This means it takes 80 or 90 ounces of silver to buy just 1 ounce of gold. Think about that for a second. The ratio of what comes out of the ground is about 7 to 1, but the price ratio is over 80 to 1. That's a massive discrepancy. So, why isn't the ratio closer to its geological or historical averages? Well, a big part of the answer brings us back to paper markets. The gold market is huge, but the paper-silver market is proportionally even larger and, some would argue, more influential in suppressing its price. Gold is primarily seen as a monetary asset held by central banks. Silver, on the other hand, has a dual personality. It's both a monetary metal and a critical industrial metal. And that industrial demand is exploding. Silver is in everything. It's in your smartphone, your computer, your car. It's essential for solar panels and electric vehicles. Silver is one of the most conductive and reflective metals on the planet, making it irreplaceable in many high-tech applications. As we move towards a greener, more electrified world, the demand for silver is set to skyrocket. But here's the catch. A lot of the silver used in industry is consumed in tiny amounts, spread across billions of devices. It's never recovered or recycled. It ends up in landfills. This means that unlike gold, which is mostly hoarded and preserved, a significant portion of the silver mined each year is used up and gone forever. This dwindling of above-ground supply should, in a normal market, put upward pressure on the price. So you have this perfect storm brewing. What would happen if the paper market's bluff was called? What if a significant number of investors decided they wanted to take delivery of the physical silver their paper contracts represent? Many analysts believe the system would break because there simply isn't enough physical silver to back all the paper claims. If that were to happen, the price of physical silver could detach from the paper price and find its true value based on actual supply and demand. What would that true value be? If the gold-to-silver ratio were to return to its historical average of, say, 15 to 1, with gold at its current price, silver would be valued at a completely different level than it is today. You can do the math yourself. It's a staggering thought. And if it returned to its geological ratio of 7 to 1, the numbers become even more mind-boggling. Of course, this isn't financial advice. The markets are complex, and there are no guarantees. But it's crucial to understand the forces at play. The price you see for silver on any given day is just one part of a much larger and more complicated story. It's a story of geology, history, industrial demand, and a financial system that has created a massive chasm between a paper promise and a physical reality. The next time you see a silver coin or bar, remember that you're not just holding a piece of metal. You're holding a tangible asset with a rich history, irreplaceable industrial properties, and a value that might just be waiting to be truly discovered by the rest of the world. The paper charade can't last forever. The fundamentals of supply and demand are undefeated in the long run. Thank you so much for watching and for taking the time to explore this fascinating topic with me. If you found this information valuable and it made you think, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more deep dives into the world of finance and precious metals. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you never miss an update. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.